In each episode of this series, I will offer an applicant a blind choice of either a pleasant experience, a treat, or a darker trick. Following advertisements in the press, over 1,000 people applied online. All were sent a card saying they were being considered, but none of them knew if or when they were going to be chosen. These are the people I've selected. They just don't know it yet. Welcome to Trick or Treat. Tonight's participant is David, a 37-year-old single actor originally from Scotland but now living in London. He dislikes moths, likes the Kaiser Chiefs, hates astrology, is probably the greatest stage actor of our generation and is widely known as a Time Lord. As usual, we've left our images around as clues he's about to get involved. David is on his way to a day's filming and has been collected from home and brought to the unit base on location. As ever, his first port of call is the makeup wagon. What he doesn't realise is that we got there first. The makeup artist is in on the act, and as well as installing a number of hidden cameras, we're quietly hiding next door. My hand is resting on the light switch.
I got it for Christmas and I've played it every day.
Do you think it does make you rain?
I think... Oh,
hello.
Oh, it's been doing this all morning. Hang on a sec. Oh.
David.
Hi.
David, you expressed an interest in coming on the show.
Sure.
I'd love to use you.
Thanks.
You may know how the show works. You have a choice of two cards. One says trick.
Yeah.
One says treat.
Yeah.
If you pick the one that says treat, it'll be something nice. If you pick the one that says trick, then it won't be. Do you want to play?
Sure.
Excellent. I need you to sign your contract.
Oh, wow. In blood?
In pen.
This could be anything you're getting to sign. You see
Yeah.
the trust I'm handing over to you here?
Thank you. That's it. We'll fill out the rest for you.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay. Point to the one you'd like. Okay, I won't let you see. Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
A pleasure.
We'll be in touch.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think it improves your... doesn't make you more clever, but it just improves memory, definitely.
Yeah. Sure.
I've invited David to join me at a country house in Hertfordshire where, without using any tardies, I'm going to show him a different way to travel through time and space. So which doctor were you growing up with?
Tom Baker and then Peter Davison.
I believe it's exactly the same age as me.
Yeah.
Can I give you that for a second? Hold
Yes,
in
you
your
can.
left hand. Fantastic.
Nice.
I'm assuming then the whole idea of time travel and all of that was an appeal as part of liking Doctor Who.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate superpower, isn't it?
It is. You picked a treat card.
Did I?
Yes, you
Good,
did. You did.
good.
So you can breathe a sigh of relief there. And the treat that I'd like to give you
Yeah.
is an experience of a sort of time travel. I'm going to begin by taking you back to a very specific date
Right.
and a very specific time,
Right.
and ask you a few things that can be verified. All right? So that's what we're going to do. First of all, thank you very much for coming along and doing this. Look at me now and just sleep. Now you can stand and relax and just let yourself drift down. Genuinely, just with my voice just there in the centre of your head and floating around you, and just genuinely start to relax as you stand. And I'm going to move a chair behind you. I'm going to take your hand and with your eyes closed, I'll sit you down in that chair right behind you. You keep hold of the envelope. I'm going to put your hand there, and as you relax, as your hand stays right there, that hand doesn't need to come down any more quickly than it takes you to just drift and sink away at your own rate and speed. And I'd like you to be aware of the envelope that I've given you, and just to keep that hand that's resting on it, continuing to rest on it. And what I'd like you to do for me, David, is to imagine yourself in a hotel corridor with doors on either side of you. And as you just begin to picture that in your mind, you're going to start to move as if you were being pulled backwards, slowly at first, through that corridor. I want you to be aware that this corridor takes you back through time. Now, as you hear my voice, you start to move, but this time you feel there's a real pull. You begin to feel it building like a G-force as you move backwards through that corridor, and those doors just start to whiz past you, and you start to see the 60s go past. You'll even notice a change in the decor of the corridors, and then you realize you're going back through the 50s. You feel it picking up speed, and you really feel that inside of you, pulling you back through the corridor faster and faster. Can't even keep track of the doors now. Difficult to keep track of the years, finding yourself going back through the wartime, through a sense of that period, and then you stop there. As you come to a halt, you look at the sign on the door, you see that it says September the 29th, 1938. Step through the door. Now, you're in a place called Chester Square. It's 1938. I want you to give me a sense of what you're first aware of.
There's a road.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a car that's stopped. There are lots of people. There's been an incident with the car. And anxiety amongst them.
So there's a lot of emotion. Okay.
It's a woman.
And what happened?
The car stopped and there's a bit of a hullabaloo.
Okay.
It's about her. It's something she's done or something she represents.
And as you look around the square, is there any buildings?
The church.
So there's a very strong emotion coming from this crowd towards this one woman. Here's what I want you to do. I'd like you to slide from where you are. Find yourself going back through the door. This time you're going to move forwards. And to shoot forward now, coming right up to the present day, and when you get there, you feel yourself waking up. Chester Square means nothing to you. It's just one of many, many squares in London. Just open up the envelope. Just pull it straight out. Don't turn it over quite yet. Just pull it out. So this is a newspaper.
Yeah.
From September the 30th, 1938. There is an article on the front page of that paper, which, if you turn it over, I've put a couple of arrow stickers there. Can you read that out?
Crowds of women rejoicing at the news from Munich cheered Mrs. Neville Chamberlain for several minutes last night as she left St Michael's Church, Chester Square, London, where the Archbishop of Canterbury had addressed a broadcast service. As Mrs. Chamberlain appeared at one of the doors after the service, a great crowd were waiting to cheer her. By the time her car had arrived, they had grown to several thousands. As she stepped into the car, they surged round her, cheering continuously.
Oh, interestingly, the first thing you went to was the image of a car.
It really was,
with loads of people around it. I'm so important I hadn't told you that story.
Not at all,
told you
no.
what happened. Listen, I'm going to stop there, but thank you
Right.
very, very much. That's fantastic, really interesting. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I wasn't enjoying being amongst those people. I was quite glad when I was told to go back into the hotel corridor again. That felt like a relief. I think probably the scientific logic of it would indicate that Derren's a witch. I'm happy to go with that.
After going backwards in time, I want to move on to the more philosophically interesting area of travelling forward in time. And to do that, David's going to have to pretend to read someone's mind. I'm going to have you project yourself forward in time, 20 minutes, and tell me something that's going to happen.
Right.
All right? Let me take your arm. Just relax, look at me, put your feet flat on the floor. In a little while, we're going to leave here, we're going to walk out onto the street. You're going to go up to somebody in the street, and you're going to have them draw a picture. And you can choose anybody you like. Now, what you're then going to do is to pretend to read their mind. And what I want you to do in a second is to project yourself forward to the point that at the end of that trick, they will turn their drawing around and show you what they've drawn, okay? And I want you to see in the future what it is that they're going to draw. Okay? Mm-hmm. Good. Now close your eyes for me and put your hand up there. That hand will not come down any more quickly or slowly than it takes you to begin to get a sense of what that is. You don't have to think about it, but you're just imagining them with that drawing. You can see in your mind whether it's a man or a woman. You've pretended to read their mind. You get it right, and then they turn it around. And at the point your hand touches the table, you'll have a clear sense of what it is. Just open your eyes for me. Remember what that is. I'd like you now to go and stand in the corner, just behind you. You can then draw what you're thinking of. I will not look. So stand there with the wall behind you, facing into the room, so you know nothing. You look over your shoulder, and I look over here. Nice and large and clear. When you're done, just fold it up, put it straight in your pocket, and please, no cameras directly on that. When you've done it, don't show anybody. Fold it straight up, put it in your pocket. Lovely. Done that? Mm-hmm. Excellent. Let's go. There should still be some people around. It's 20 to 4.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Let's go.
This is quite odd. I am quite freaked out by this.